When blood turns bitter, Aisha was the kind of woman people noticed the moment she walked into a room. Not just because of her beauty, though she had that in abundance, but because of the way she carried herself. Her confidence was gentle, never arrogant. She was the first to help, the last to leave, and her laughter had a way of softening even the hardest hearts. She had worked for years to build a life she was proud of, a stable, well-paying job, a warm apartment she decorated with care, a fiancé, Daniel, who loved her deeply and spoke of their future as if it were a shared dream. She didn't just have a life that looked good from the outside. She truly felt blessed. Her younger sister, Leila, had always been by her side. Aisha had played the role of protector since childhood, defending Leila from bullies, sharing her allowance, and encouraging her dreams. Leila often said, "I'm lucky to have you as my sister," and Aisha believed her. But in Leila's heart, there was a quiet storm brewing. It wasn't there in the beginning, but over time, small moments planted seeds of bitterness. When they were teenagers, Aisha always got the lead roles in school plays while Leila was given smaller parts. In family gatherings, relatives would praise Aisha's achievements first, then ask Leila what she was planning to do next. Even the men Leila liked seemed to notice Aisha more. At first, Leila told herself it was just bad luck, but as the years passed, she began to believe life had been unfair, that Aisha had taken more than her share of happiness. Still, she smiled for her sister. She clapped at her promotions, posed for pictures at her engagement party, and even helped her pick out her wedding dress. On the surface, she was the supportive sibling everyone admired. Inside, though, every compliment Aisha received felt like a fresh wound. Then one afternoon, Leila overheard a conversation at Aisha's workplace about a project under strict confidentiality. The details weren't much, but to someone willing to twist them, they could sound damaging. Leila didn't think it through. She just acted. One phone call to the right person, and the rumor was born. It spread faster than either of them could have imagined. At work, Aisha was suddenly questioned about her ethics. Friends began avoiding her. Daniel, the man who had promised her forever, grew distant, wondering if he really knew the woman he loved. Aisha couldn't understand it. She had done nothing wrong, yet her life was unraveling. And then, the truth came out. When Aisha learned it was Leila, she didn't rage. She didn't scream. She simply came to her sister's apartment, stood in the doorway, and looked at her for a long moment before speaking. "I gave you my trust," she said softly, tears shining in her eyes, "and you used it to destroy me. But remember this, when you tear someone down, you don't stand taller. You just stand alone." She walked away without waiting for an answer. The years that followed told two very different